Yes, love is a beautiful thing. In fact, it's one of the most beautiful gifts God dropped for us. So everybody, as I said in our advert, wants to love or be loved because it's a beautiful thing. Imagine what love can do. Love made God to come down in form of man just to save all of us from damnation, from eternal condemnation. That's what love can do. Of course, if you walk through the streets, if you go to some correctional centers, if you go to some hospitals and some other places, you see some that are there, some are roaming the streets, some are behind bars because of this word called love. And the reason is that some did not have understanding of what love is, and the misappropriation of what they think that love is can be a major challenge. In our talk today, we are looking at loving a beach. Oh yes, so loving a beach. Yes, a beach. I don't know, in our normal language should be a female dog, yes, but in this context, in the context of relationship, we're looking at a different kind of creature. We're looking at another kind of definition, and with the understanding of this word beach in relationship, we now decide on whether to go ahead loving the beach or to stop loving a beach. Precious Caleb is my name, and I'm hosting. All right, so here we go. First of all, we have said that beach ordinarily should be referred to as a female dog, but in the context of relationship with people, we are looking at the person that is mean. In fact, when we are using the word beach while talking about a person, it's a kind of a derogatory because it implies somebody being mean, being something being unpleasant, somebody being unpleasant or inconsiderate. So there are some characteristics of a person that will make one to assume that such a person is a bitch. Yes. Number one, such a person is termed to be overly critical or judgmental. I know that in our relationships, we have people like that. They are critical about everything. They are judgmental. It's difficult for them to look at a thing and overlook. They have something to say about something, and what they have to say is the final. Another characteristic is they are always having negative attitude or outlook in life. Yeah, so it's difficult to please them because whatever they see, there is something negative about it. Yes, we have them. Those people that are all around us. I don't even know if you're one of them, if I'm one of them, but I tell you, loving a beach, you find out how it is and whether we should go ahead loving a beach. The next thing about this person referred to as a bitch is that that person is always manipulative or controlling. The person wants to be the one that everything being done or everything going on should be based on the person dictates concept, mind, ideas, ideologies, or philosophies. You understand now? And the person will always want to control activities, affairs. Yes, such a person, we can tag the person a bitch. Don't be offended, okay? The next is that the person sometimes lack empathy or compassion. In your places of work, in other places, you meet them, you try to explain some things. They don't seem to be moved by what you're going through. Nothing moves them easily. Yes, nothing moves them easily. As you're talking, they have crossed what you're saying and they're looking for how they work out something profitable to themselves through what you are talking about. So what you're going through is not always what occupies their mind because that is how they are. That is how they are. You understand? The next is that they can be argumentative and confrontational. They are not that timid. They are not afraid of people. They have something in them that tells them that things should be done in the right way. That is why we say that they can be judgmental. You understand? They have a different outlook or attitude to life. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying, they are not moved. They don't have that kind emotions that will make them to say, hey, yeah, oh, say, oh, yeah, chai. They are not moved by whatever it is that you have. That is how they are. You can't intimidate them. You can't push them over like that. Yes, so, and when there is need, they confront issues. If there is need, they will argue over a matter because they are smart, they are intelligent. They don't reason the way others. They are not weaklings, so they are not weaklings. And they are always aiming at achieving something. And when they face what they want to achieve, they must achieve. They are result-oriented set of people. They are not easily confused. They are not directionless set of people. They are not. So when there is need for them to argue over a matter, they will argue over a matter. If there is need for them to confront issues, they do. So they are not like timid. They are not like that. So that is one other thing about them. But just know that when we use the word a bitch in describing a person, it is not supposed to be so totally, because people can be complex, that sometimes they show you this side, another day they come up with another side of their behavior. So you can't conclude at one sitting that this person should be tagged a bitch. And of course, you know that here we are not using bitch as a derogatory word. No, we're only trying to look at that person that is overly critical or judgmental, that is having negative attitude or outlook, that is can be argumentative or confrontational, that doesn't have empathy or compassion, and most times can be manipulative or controlling. So when it comes to relationship, in fact, the opposite of such a person could be what the person you look at in a relationship and say, oh, this person is sweet, this person is submissive, this person is nurtured, this person is people pleasing, this person likes pleasing people, this person is diplomatic, this person is gentle. When we are talking of a bitch is not ready for that. A bitch doesn't want to present gentility, doesn't want to be people pleasing or to be that submissive, just to be no. A bitch is direct to what he or she is out for, and there is no need trying to be diplomatic. You understand? Now we have such a person around us. If you have such a person around you in a relationship, now let's look at how we can bring the issue of a bitch to a relationship. Don't forget, this is your family this week with Precious Caleb, and this is an arm of Family on Focus International, where we try to reach out to the singles, the married, the separated, the divorced, and the widows to see that their relationships work, their marriages get sweeter, and their homes become more peaceful. So today, looking at loving a bitch, don't forget that you should tag all these things we are saying to singles, the married, the separated, the divorced, and the widows. Okay, so coming to relationship, we may need to define a bitch. Of course, we have done that a little, and we can also look at the way society sees a bitch. Okay, we look at people's personal experiences about the bitch, or individual personalities. No, we can touch these things. I'm trying to beat time. We also have the issues of complexities. So that person we call a bitch, can ordinarily be a tough person, okay? But I want you to know that that person that is tough and we tag the person a bitch could be that the person is hiding pains. The person that you see as a tough person, that the person is a bitch, could be hiding hurts, could be hiding past bitter experiences, could be hiding bad exposures he or she has had in the past. You understand? And sometimes those people who tag bitches or we say that they are tough might be fighting against life. They might be fighting against people taking advantage of them. I have some people around me that people see them as being tough, hardened. They don't bend, they don't bow. But when I got close to them, I learned from them that although people see them as tough, they are not that tough. Yes, they are only fighting life by looking that tough, acting tough, because of their past experiences, because of the exposures, because of their backgrounds, because of what they hope to achieve. You know, I told you that they are goal oriented. Yes, there is something they want to achieve, so they don't like distractions. They set boundaries. They don't want anything that will come and pull them out of what they want. They don't need to be diplomatic. They are pursuing what they are pursuing. So most times it's because of what they have been through in life, or maybe because of their physical composition. They know that if people know that they are soft, they will take advantage of them. So I have somebody in those days that I walked under him. People so much ran away from him, but I got close to him, and along the line, I discovered that he was a very soft person, very soft. And he told me that if people knew, people working for him knew that he was that soft, they would take advantage of him. They won't work well for him. So he had to put up that appearance as if he was a bitch. Now we are giving you a series of definitions that will help you in understanding a bitch in a relationship. Okay, now many of them are not as bad as we think, or as harsh as difficult as tough as we think that they are. They're only fighting life, they are past, or fighting against anybody, anything, taking advantage of their softness. So now let's look at navigating conflict. When you are in a relationship with somebody, you discover that like I've said it before, that in a relationship, conflict must always occur. In a relationship, be it ordinary relationship or marital relationship, conflict will always occur. Yes, because that is a sign that we are all human beings. Okay, yes, conflict will occur, and that conflict occurs does not mean that the relationship has gone so bad. The way those that are in the relationship take care of the conflict will determine whether the conflict will end the relationship or strengthen the relationship. So if you find yourself in a relationship with the person we call a bitch, you can now imagine there are strategies for managing conflicts in every relationship, especially in a relationship with the person you tag a bitch. There are strategies. You can handle the conflicts by, first of all, setting boundaries. Yes, you set boundaries. The next is by you maintaining emotional well-being. Yes, this is the extent you can manage such a thing. This is how something affects your emotions, your feelings. This is how you feel towards a particular thing. So you know how to maintain emotional well-being. Those things that when they come at you, your emotions will be affected. You understand? You put them there. You set boundaries and ensure the boundaries must not be crossed. The next is that you find out those things that are the triggers of the conflict. In every relationship, there must be conflict from time to time, like I said, but there are things that normally trigger conflict in a relationship, whether it's in your marital relationship, your business relationship, in any kind of relationship. Any conflict that comes up, you can trace the trigger of that conflict. It could be time, it could be finance, it could be social relationship with people, it could be religious matter. There must be something that triggers each conflict. So find out the trigger of that conflict and take care of it. So I've said that there are strategies to manage difficulties, disagreements, conflicts in every relationship, even in a relationship with the person you tag a bitch. And I said the first is to try and set boundaries. And when you set boundaries, please maintain boundaries. You know what you cannot do. You know what you must not do. As I am now, I have so many people that I relate with from time to time, and I've set boundaries. No matter how close, no matter how I hug you, no matter how I dance with you, shout with you, play with you, of course, I've set boundaries. There are boundaries you must not cross. Those boundaries are sacred areas that you must not get to. You understand? So you, in that relationship, let the person in your relationship know that there are boundaries that must not be. There are some issues you don't bring up in a relationship. There are some matters you don't bring up. There are things you don't expect me to go into. No. There are things you should know that I cannot get involved in. So we set boundaries and maintain the boundaries. The next is, please, as much as you can, maintain your emotional well-being. If that thing in that relationship is making you to be tensed from time to time, is affecting your joy, is making you to be restless, is affecting your health by the reason of your emotional state per time, you just need to know what to do, because your emotional well-being is very important. The next is that you look out for the conflict triggers and take care of them so that they don't keep coming up from time to time. So now, when we're looking at a human bitch in a relationship, let me tell you what such a person normally does, so that you check the person you're in relationship with right now. Don't forget, Precious Caleb is my name. I'm your friend, and I want your relationship to work. I want your marriage to be sweeter, and I want your home to be peaceful. That is why we want to present anybody around you who is a beach on how to love the beach and enjoy the beach. Those people you call beaches are wonderful sets of people you can be in relationship with and enjoy relationship. Let me give you reasons why they are good. Number one, those people they have strong personalities. They have assertive behaviors. Forgive them for that, but that is how they are. They have strong personalities. They maintain their personalities. They know who they are. In fact, the bitch in a relationship with you has strong personality to manage, to maintain, to uphold, and wouldn't want anything to dent his or her image. You understand? And that person has assertive behaviors. Like we said, the person will want to be controlling sometimes. It's not bad all through. Sometimes the person will want this thing to be done this way. The person has calculated. I didn't tell you that those people who call bitches in relationship, they are naturally intelligent. Yes, they are naturally intelligent. Sometimes they perceive things ahead of time. So sometimes it will be as if they want to control things. No, they are only trying to guard against dangers, losses, or conflicts that may come up tomorrow. So most times they can be assertive in their behaviors because there is something they want to achieve, and there is something they're trying to communicate that sometimes the people or the person they're in relationship with may not be seeing those things. Okay. The next is that they easily express their emotions or their opinions openly. They don't have time for back talk. I told you before that they are confrontational. Yes, they are confrontational. If there is need for argument, they throw the argument out like that. They argue because they don't like hiding their own opinions. Yes, so they are not there to be playing diplomacy. No. They have a way of expressing their emotions or opinion openly. If they like you, they have a way of saying it openly. I like you. I like you. If they don't like you, they will let you know they don't like you. They just don't like you. That what you're doing is not cool with them. So those people, they are open, they tell you how it is, and they don't have time to be pampering things that they are not comfortable with. That's why sometimes they may be confrontational. Okay. The next is that naturally they set boundaries. Okay. Yes, they set boundaries and have priorities that will take care of their own needs. Yes, they set boundaries, and sometimes you see them putting their own needs at the top list of the priorities. Okay, that is it for them. The next is that they have high expectations or demands. If you're in a relationship with somebody that you should tag a bitch, there are things that the person expects from you. The person has demands, and the person expects you to be able to meet the demands. Yes, the person expects you to fit into the expectations, and when you don't, they wonder what they are in a relationship with you for. Because they don't have time to be playing games. They seem to be driven by something part time, and they have result. They like achieving result. And with failures, they don't manage failures. Your relationship with them and you're not being productive, you're not yielding results. They can't see something good about what you're into. They don't like those that waste times. They just perambulate. They just waste time. They just, they don't like staying around people that are not serious with their lives. That's why sometimes like they are quarrelsome, that they are just telling you that they are not cut out for wasteful kind of living. So you wonder, why is it that like that? Just a bitch. Yes, bitch, because they are driven by results. They want to achieve. They cannot stay around you in a relationship if you're not serious with your life, because they are the type that are they have priorities they have set, and their needs are the topmost of the priorities. You understand? They have expectations. They have demands. You understand? And so why will you just feel like, oh, I cannot. No. Those ones you call bitches, they are one of the best set of human beings to be in relationship with. All right, let's look at the benefits of having a bitch in your relationship. Number one, a bitch has confidence and self-assurance. They can take care of themselves. I'm telling you. They can take care of themselves. They believe that they want whatever it is that is good. They have so much self-confidence in themselves. in what they wear, in how they walk, how they talk, how they do things. They are not easily intimidated. They don't have problem with self-esteem. They don't have personality crisis. They are always having self-confidence, and they have self-assurance all the time that they are equal to the task in front of them. So if you're in a relationship with them, you notice that sometimes they are not beggarly, they are not like noodles. They don't bend easily. They are not apologetic all the time. They are not too flexible. They know what they want. They believe in themselves. They have strong personalities. And they work and have results. Okay? That is it. The next is that they easily set boundaries. They have confidence in themselves, they have self-assurances, and they set boundaries because they have self-respect for themselves. Now, a person of self-confidence is a person that has self-respect. And with that self-respect, the person will want to set boundaries. There are things you do, the person will tell you, no, I cannot take this one. You'll be like, but you will say, I don't want this one, I cannot take this one. That is how they are. That's why it looks like they are assertive and they want to be controlling. No, they have set boundaries. If they are out for this business, if they are out for these studies, if they are out for this particular skill, they focus on what they are doing and make sure they achieve results. So any form of distraction or confusion, they will say, no. They normally work like those that have full direction about their life and their destiny. That is why in a relationship, if you don't, there are some bad things that will not come happening to you when you're in a relationship with them. Because they set boundaries. They are not careless, reckless kind of people. No. Even you cannot be careless around them. When you become careless around them, they caution you and they put you in your place. And having them around even helps somebody that is disorganized to be organized and have results in life. I'm telling you. So that person you call a bitch in a relationship, what's making that person a bitch in your own eyes is simply because the person sets boundaries. The person knows what he or she will take and what the person will not take. The person works with time. The person can manage time, can manage business, can manage any structure, can be productive. The person is not disorganized. So, because the person sets boundaries with time, boundaries with movement, boundary with location, boundary with belief, boundary with every activity, the person has set boundaries, and that boundaries must not be tampered with. That is why when you stay around and say, this madam too harsh, this my oga no dey agree, that your madam set boundaries. And they believe that boundary should be respected because naturally they have self-respect for themselves. That is what gives them self-confidence. I hope I'm blessing somebody right now. The next thing about them is that they have emotional intelligence. They can look at you as you're talking with them. They have understood what you have not even said with your mouth. I am telling you. As you're talking, they can perceive what you're hiding. There are some that if you're in a relationship with a bitch, so to say, what you're going through, the bitch knows. And the bitch knows what to do. The only thing is that the bitch will want you to see, will want to know if truly you want to get out of that mess. Because they don't like to waste their efforts. So they are goal-oriented. They are result-oriented. They are purpose-driven. So when you are like, see, and my father swallowed the spoon and my mother swallowed shovel, they'll be looking at you. They know you just lied. And they can pick with their level of intelligence. They can pick the area you said the truth. And they will immediately coin a solution to that problem that you have not told them. They can look at you and perceive things. It's difficult to joke with them. And sometimes if you're in a relationship with them and the relationship ends suddenly, you'll be surprised to know that before you declare the end of that relationship, they have planned a paradise for themselves. Because they have already looked into themselves, looked at you with their level of emotional intelligence. They have seen your weakness, your strength, and they have perceived so many things and decided to build a castle for them. So that if this boat scatters, they have a place to go to. But if you have them on your side, you are blessed. All right, the next is that they have authenticity. They don't have time to lie. Number one, they are not afraid of you. Like we said before, they can be confrontational. They don't have time to play diplomacy. They are not diplomatic. So they are so authentic that if they tell you that they love you, they love you. If they tell you that they don't want to flirt, they mean it. They like saying what they mean. Even if you don't believe it, they believe it. Yes, they believe it. And they know when to pause and when to stop. They know when to continue. They just know so many things because they are authentic. If you have somebody you call a bitch in your relationship, whether it's a man or a woman, you are in a good relationship because it's difficult for that bitch to tell a lie. I am telling you. That bitch, most times people tell lies because they are afraid of what will come out of the lies. You understand? But those ones you call bitches, they hardly tell lies because in them they have strong personality that will make them believe that whatever it is that comes out of this, they can show that it. So why then would they tell you a lie in this relationship? If they are done, they are done. Or if they are done and they look at you with that level of emotional intelligence, they'll feel like, okay, let me just hang on because he or she needs me. You understand? But when you eventually say that the boat has shattered, the boat has rocked, okay, push them out. They will just step out, and the next you see them, they are doing well because something in them is telling them that they can, and they face life, fight life, and get what should be gotten. All right.